On behalf of all gathered here today, I would like to acknowledge the Wadawurrung people of the Kulin Nation, who are the traditional custodians of the land and waterways, who have cared for country for thousands of years. I would also like to pay our respect to our elders, both past and present, as well as our emerging leaders of tomorrow. Thank you for gathering together today in solidarity to support refugees and people seeking asylum here in Australia and around the world. My name is Di Makings and I am the Refugee Coordinator here at St Joseph's, and I am joined by Mrs Malone, our Director of Identity, and Mrs Milverton, our Faith Development Coordinator. We are also joined by our leadership team along with our many student leaders. Today we are gathered together to express our support and solidarity for refugees and people seeking asylum. We gather to uphold our values of compassion and integrity, just as Edmund Rice would have done, and Jesus before him, who was a refugee himself. We all understand how lucky we are to call Australia home, but we all recognise that there are many people who face extreme injustices and feel unsupported in Australia's immigration and detention system. Although we recognise the careless and impassive role our governments have played in the treatment of God's people in need, this afternoon we will instead look at how we can transform our past indignities into a new phase of acceptance and hope.
The theme of Refugee Week 2020 is celebrating the year of welcome. A more welcoming country doesn't start with politicians, it starts with us. Welcome is a posture and attitude towards all people, including people from refugee backgrounds. This week at St Joseph's, we are given a unique opportunity to make time to learn about the experiences of people from refugee backgrounds and to celebrate the valuable contributions made by refugees to the world. As a Catholic community, in the Edmund Rice tradition, we believe people seeking asylum should be treated compassionately and humanely, as we would want to be treated. We believe in a fast, efficient and fair process that enables people to rebuild their lives and thrive in the community.
We'll now acknowledge the past and present. Refugees are always climbing. They are climbing fences to escape persecution. They're climbing walls to flee from violence and war. But here in Australia and around the world, they have to continue to climb an uphill battle for safety and freedom. This represents a solid, strong and formidable wall. It represents a barrier and border between destruction and danger and shelter and protection. Refugees cannot climb this wall. It's a wall made of political red tape and complex government procedures. It's held together with paperwork and disapproval stamps. It was put together by politicians concerned about national security, employment rates and government agendas. This wall was never built to climb, impossible even. This wall you see here today, although symbolic of the very wall I just spoke of, can be climbed. It might not be able to be removed, but it can be changed and designed differently to support everyone in need of asylum. We can transform this wall so that equality and dignity of all humans can be achieved.
Let's look to the future. The wall can be transformed. This country can come together and stand in solidarity with our refugees and asylum seekers. We can unite and show compassion for those facing extreme adversity and suffering. We hold up signs of hope and welcome. The circle represents unity, cohesion and connectedness. We are all equal in the eyes of God. Within the circle, we look to each other for justice, empathy and kindness. As members of our Christian faith, we take time today to recognise that Jesus himself was a refugee. His parents had to leave their hometown and did not have a place to call home. During this week at St Joseph's, let us be reminded of God's love that pours out to each and every one of us and let us be the living heart of Jesus that opens to the needs of those being treated so inhumanely. We are reminded about the message of Pope Francis. He said, "Displaced people offer us this opportunity to meet the Lord. Even through our eyes, we find it hard to recognise him. His clothing in tatters, his feet dirty, his face disfigured, his body wounded, his tongue unable to speak our language." We are called to respond to this pastoral challenge with 4 verbs: welcome, protect, promote, and integrate.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning, and the words that it was forming in the
May we now pray together. The response to the prayers is, Lord, may they feel welcome.
The migrants, refugees and asylum seekers, that we may work with them, attentive to their needs and promoting their dignity. Lord, may we support.
For our political leaders, legislators and those in public office, may they enhance laws that welcome, protect and promote the most vulnerable in our community. Lord, may they feel welcome.
For those who are experiencing hardship and adversity due to the COVID-19 pandemic, may you feel supported and loved in times of incredible uncertainty. Lord, may they feel welcome.
We will end with a final prayer. God of hope, you gave life to all your children on earth. Guide us, Lord, as people of hope, to the needs of refugees. Keep them in our thoughts and actions as we gather together in a circle of solidarity today. As we look to you for strength and courage, we think of all the generous and compassionate people in our community volunteering to support the many new families settling in our Geelong region. We ask your blessing for them and for those who we are continuing to support as they move towards a life full of hope and opportunity. We ask this in your name. In the name of the Father,
Thank you for gathering together today in solidarity to support refugees and people seeking asylum, especially those in detention or on bridging visas. Remember, we are committed to justice and peace for all, and together the actions of our hands, hearts and our voices in solidarity bring peace in our world. Please remember to sign the No Child Left Behind petition that was emailed to you all by Mrs. Irving. This will ensure you receive the service learning credit and 1 house point. Thank you again.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Ooh, yeah. This is our message to the world. Yeah. When they come to our borders, these strangers